Happy Mother's Day! I want to show you what I made today for our community party. This is called Octopus hot dogs on seaweed. How cute is this? So I want to tell you how to make this. You take a wiener and you just slice vertically, vertically, and you try for 8 legs. Sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't. But when you drop them in the boiling water, their little legs curl. And then you put mustard eyes on them. And you see the fettuccine. Look at their little legs hanging off the platter. But anyway, green food coloring, drop it in there first to get the variation of color. So if you'll drop it in first, leave it for a couple of minutes, and then start stirring, you'll have all these different colors. And this is always a huge, huge hit at every birthday party. And as I'm making this morning, I'm thinking back to when my oldest son started kindergarten, and I was one of those moms that always wanted to volunteer because I missed my son so badly, for one thing, and the teachers always needed help. So I remember being in the classroom, and there was this one little boy. Oh my God, he was gorgeous. He had dark hair and dark skin, and he had teal colored eyes. I've never seen anything like it before or since. It was absolutely gorgeous, and every time I sat down, he was in my lap. And every time there were other kids, he would weasel his way in. He was always touching shoulder to shoulder, or, right up against me. And I remember saying to the teacher, gosh, Alexis is adorable, and he's all over me. And the teacher said, well, yeah, that's because Alexis's mother is in prison, and you are his mother figure. And God, it broke my heart. It broke my heart. I reached out to his grandmother immediately, and I asked if he could start visiting us, and he did. And then it was on. So every weekend he was there, and he had a little baby brother at the time, and when the baby brother grew up, he got to start coming too. And we had some beautiful memories. The boys would have to get in touch with me, though. They moved no less than 18 times in the 6 to 8 years that they hung out with us. And, the rent came first and food came next, or vice versa. And then finally they would get a phone, and then my phone number would stay the same. And then I would go pick them up, and there we would go again. And that went on for many years. But there were many differences, of course, in the way the children were raised. And I remember one of those differences being that one of the boys wanted to attempt suicide, contemplated suicide, and it was heartbreaking. And I just tried so hard to have a happy home for them, and talked them down from different things and anger issues and that kind of thing. And now, trust me, I did think about my boys and how this was going to affect them. Was it going to be a good thing? Was it going to be a bad thing? But I always kind of had control of my household. I told the boys all their lives, we are a team, we're a winning team, but Mommy is the captain. And that was absolutely true. So through the years, we would see each other, and then we would come back to not seeing each other. And I remember one beautiful spring day going to the park. We were passing the park, and I said to the boys, oh, it's beautiful today. Let's go pick up Alexis and Jason, and let's go to the park. And I saw both of my boys in the back seat look at each other. I always made them sit in the back seat, and I saw them both look at each other, and one of them said, Mom, we probably need to let that go. And I said, what do you mean? And the other one said, yeah, Mom, we're just kind of going in different directions. And he said, in fact, Jason has a police officer now that goes from class to class with him. And there were some problems with his, when he had the speech impediment. And so, there was some bullying, and he's got some anger issues. And we probably just need to let that go. And I remember where I was exactly on the road when I got that news from my boys. And I remember thinking immediately, I did not do enough. They weren't with me enough. I didn't make a big enough impact. I didn't do enough for them. And I vowed to make a difference. Even years after that, and to this day, I can be in Walmart or something, and I can see a child. I can see a child that's got that same look. That comes from a family that is not nearly as fortunate or as happy as ours is. And on this Mother's Day, I'm thinking about how many kids are not in a beautiful position like my kids are, like I am. My mom is still here. My strong and beautiful mother is still here. I'm only a mother because I was stubborn. I was told I had 0% chance of ever getting pregnant and ended up having 2 in vitro babies that are both now in college. I'm an empty nester. And Mother's Day is a beautiful thing for me, but it's not beautiful for everybody. So many of you have lost your moms, and it's such a difficult time. It's not a good time. It's a difficult time. But I'm asking for a Mother's Day gift today. I have found a man who is going to help me to change the entire educational system, the entire atmosphere of poverty. Poverty is becoming a choice with the advent of the internet. And when I get in touch with this man who is on an absolute rocket, his name is Ed Milet, and you can find him all over YouTube. YouTube University is what I call it. And he has interviewed some of the most wealthy rags to riches and people who come up with all these amazing ideas. He is inspiring. He is on fire. And he is the man that I have been trying to manifest all this time since I came up with the concept that I have, that's going to be what I hope becomes a mandate into the school system. And Ed Milet and his cronies are people who can make this happen. His podcast is called Maxed Out, and you will absolutely be inspired. But here's my goal, and this outrageousness that I'm doing. I have to get in touch with him. I have to tell him my plan. I have to let him know. I have to at least plant the seed. And if he doesn't know, then he'll know somebody who does. But I already know. I already know who he is to us and what he's going to mean. His legacy is going to mean. He is as original and as thorough and as genuine as anybody that I've ever seen in my entire life. And all he needs to know is the plan. He and his cronies have the plan. They have our youth in the palm of our hands, and I have a plan that I need to get to them. I want you to have a phenomenally happy Mother's Day, or reflective Mother's Day for your mother. But the thing that I need is I need for you to share and share and share until this video finally makes it in front of Ed Milet or some of his cronies, and they get in contact with me, Melissa Twig Williams, on Facebook. I'm not playing. I have a plan in place, and I'm going to plant this seed. I hope this is it, but it won't stop me if it's not. I am in the flipping vortex, and when I say that I'm about to make an impact, a splash, and I'm going to go back to where I failed before, I'm going to make up for that. And you're going to be amazed, and you're going to be glad that you shared and that you were just a little tiny part of this. So get out there, share this for me, and have a phenomenally beautiful Mother's Day. Thank you so much.